Do you want me to convert to your religion?
Religion should not be a conversation you have with your partner after you have created an incredible connection with them and you finally decided that you guys are going to be together. It's a conversation that needs to be had before, especially if you follow your religion, but not you, right? Now it's time to cover Sunny and Veah. And Sunny is taking Veah to meet his friends. His friends are also Muslim. And, you know, Veah is a little bit worried because they're a little bit more on the conservative side. And they might have a lot of opinions that we don't necessarily agree with. And that, of course, Veah does not agree with.
But I'm hoping they're gonna give Veah a chance to get to know her more better.
We hear one of his friends telling us that because Veah is not Muslim, it's never gonna work out. And he also says that they didn't believe Veah that she was gonna come, you know, meet Sunny for the first time. But now they do believe her. Sunny, his friend, and Veah are having a conversation. And this is when he asks Veah if she has already met his family. And no, she hasn't yet. But then he mentions this to her.
So you're gonna wearing like other t-shirt or something like that so you can recover your body and tattoo.
Veah is going to be respectful enough to go ahead and cover her body, cover her tattoos. She does not want Sunny's parents to see that because, you know, that is frowned upon in his religion. However, how long is that going to go on for? Are you going to be covering your tattoos the rest of your life? If you guys do decide to, you know, get married to one another, this is who you are. And Veah has already made it clear in the past that she does not want to be part of any religion because of her religious trauma.
If you're gonna get married him, don't you think you have to change your religion to be a Muslim?
Sunny is like, I didn't tell you, right? You're gonna have to convert. First of all, I don't think it's a friend's job to tell Veah that she has to convert. You are not part of their relationship. You don't know the things that they have talked about. And maybe, yes, maybe Sunny told him a little bit of something. But at the end of the day, you are a friend. This is a relationship between two people, Veah and Sunny. And that goes for Rory too.
Why did you never tell her?
I'm focusing on us right now, not the religion.
But religion is so important, Sunny. Like, let's not, you know, sugarcoat it. It is extremely important, especially if your life and your family revolve around religion. You can't just look the other way.
And I did tell him that because I know Muslim women are not really allowed to leave their house.
Ali tells her that that is only the case when the man don't trust their wife. But in this case, we already know that Sunny does not trust Veah. And if this is something that, you know, she had told him, I don't want to convert, and now he's over here being like, actually, I do want you to convert, I just find it a little hypocritical. Ali also asked Sunny if he trusts Veah, and Sunny's like, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying, but we've been having a lot of arguments. And of course, Rory being here and Sunny not knowing is something that definitely lingers in his mind.
I just brought him for support.
But you know, it's no good way to bring it because your men are already here.
Of course, it's a shock to hear that you came here to meet Sunny and you brought your ex with you. And he's having a really hard time processing that. And I think we all did and still have a hard time processing the fact that Veah brought her ex with her.
But I'm trying to understand because I don't want to ruin the time that she's here.
He's trying to, you know, trust her again. He's trying to cope with the idea of Rory being here. He does say that he hasn't met Rory yet. He doesn't really want to. He's not ready for it.
Like I said, so much drama. I don't think Sunny and Veah is gonna go far.
They don't have any plans for her to change her religion. They're fighting because of her ex, and they have a lot of trust issues.
I just feel like Ollie did a little bit attack me, and I didn't really know how to respond.
I don't think that Ali attacked Veah at any point. I think he was just bringing up things that he sees as, you know, an issue, which is religion. Sunny wants to make it seem like it's not important. Even when Veah asked him, he's like, oh, let's focus on us right now. When we know damn well that you're going to bring it up in the future.
I don't appreciate when people just give their opinions on our relationship or my tattoos or how I cover myself.
But Veah, you came onto a reality TV show. People are going to talk about your relationship, and that is something that you need to get used to. Because if you didn't want anyone to talk or give their 2 cents about what you're doing with Sunny, then you should have never come on the show. That's how simple it is. So him giving his 2 cents, that's something you're gonna have to deal with in the future and right now. I'm not saying that Ali has the right to tell Veah how to dress or about her tattoos or what to do with her life. At no point am I saying that, but I do feel like your relationship is open for criticism when you put it online.
Do you want me to convert to your religion?
Veah is trying to get an answer out of Sunny, and Sunny just doesn't want to answer that question.
I said let's focus on ourselves for now.
I just feel like it's going to be worse if you guys continue to create a connection with one another. You guys fall so deeply in love, and then you guys are like, yeah, no, I can't convert, but he wants you to convert. Then that's a bigger issue.
But the last thing I want to do is fight with him, so I'm just gonna try to let it all go and have a peaceful night.
I hope that eventually this conversation does happen because it is extremely important. After we are done not having the conversation that needs to be had, these two are off to the hotel and they get in the pool, right? And it wouldn't be a big issue. I wouldn't even bring it up, but Sunny is Muslim and he's in the pool with Veah.
I'm feeling so cold. Can you warm me up?
I need to make you warmer.
Yeah, please.
How do you want me to make you warmer?
That conversation was sexy, to put it lightly. And that's why I get frustrated about situations like that. And if you are Muslim, Sunny, which you are and you have mentioned in the past, why are you displaying physical affection in front of the cameras, in a hotel room, at a pool where people can see you? Just throwing my 2 cents there. You can't just pick and choose what you follow from a religion. That's why I get upset when some of you say that you guys are so religious, but you don't follow your religion to a T. Practice what you preach. Now it's time to cover Matilda and Niles. It is the next day and both of them are extremely happy because Niles has been accepted into her family. They are talking about the knocking ceremony and Matilda brings up that, my mom asked if I am sure you're going to come back for me.
And I said, yeah, I'm sure that my babe would definitely come back for me.
Niles in his confessional says that he did say he would come back as soon as possible. And the key word is possible. Niles and Matilda are going back to her home because Matilda wants to show Niles how her house looks from the inside. To be honest with you guys, it was difficult to see the quality of life that Matilda and her family have, and it was heartbreaking.
This is not how human beings are supposed to live. If these walls were gray, this would be indistinguishable from a prison cell.
And I did think it was a little bit insensitive of him to mention that. I understand that he can come off too blunt at times, but you also have to keep in mind that this is the home that she has lived in for years.
Niles is being insulting.
It's not like he said, I'm sorry that you live like this, anything of that kind. I don't know how you guys feel about the situation. When she's sitting down with her sister is telling her, why didn't you force Niles to just marry you? And I do appreciate that Matilda does understand that she can't just pressure Niles so much to the point that, he's forced into marrying her. And then they start talking about the knocking ceremony and the food that they have to provide to all the people that are coming. And when she tells her the price, which is $249, Matilda, she has to relay that information to Niles because he's going to be the one paying for that. And I personally don't think that it was that much money, but we also know that Niles is not rich. He's not, in an incredibly amazing financial position. So I wonder how he's going to take it. Not being able to provide food for all the people there is going to be so shameful. So we need to make sure that the food, is going to be enough for all of them. And I personally think that that is the least that Niles can do. He lied to her family. He lied to her brother. He lied to Matilda. And the least that he could do at this point is pay for the food that needs to be provided for the knocking ceremony.
I cannot be disgraced in front of my family again.
Matilda and Niles are on their way to sell some plantains, and when they're there, Matilda is putting Niles to work because, you know, they need to make money. But something keeps lingering in her head, and that is the fact that, you know, he said that her home looks like a prison, and she's about to bring that up.
Like when we went to my mom's place, you were saying that this here look like prison. You see the way you take your shower? It's not good.
Just think if my mom were to pass by and she hears you describing her home as a prison or saying that the way that we shower is not okay, how will you feel if that was you? How do you think my mom feels? And more than anything, she just doesn't want to be disgraced anymore. To her and her culture, honor is incredibly important. And hearing those things about your home, you know, is disgraceful.
Even when I know what I'm supposed to do, actually following through is difficult.
Niles reminds her that this is, you know, part of his autism, and that's why he came off so blunt. And he's so confused because he's like, I don't know what to do. Do I mask? Do I not mask? I definitely think that Matilda navigated the situation incredibly. She told him, you know, you can tell me the truth. You can express those feelings to me. You can tell me, you know, that my home looks like a prison, but don't say it in front of my family. Don't say it where people are going to be around, because then that's a different story. So Niles agrees to go ahead and do that from now on. And I really hope that he understands that Matilda's not asking for something unreasonable.
In the past, people have just given up on me when things got difficult.
These situations are the ones that push people away that he has had relationships with in the past. And I really hope that when his family sees what's happening between Matilda and Niles, they are more welcoming of his relationship with her.
And how many people would that be? Maybe like 90 people. 90.
Now Matilda wants to invite a bunch of her friends, a bunch of her family members, her sister's friends, which I don't even think they need to be there, but whatever, we're not gonna get into that. She needs $300. In the moment that Niles hears this, he's like, what?
So I'm just gonna point out that I'm not a magical genie.
He was hoping that by postponing the wedding, he wasn't going to have to spend so much money, but he has now realized that even with postponing the wedding, he's still spending a lot of money and the expenses are adding up. He did a lot of things to try to ease the news of the wedding not happening during the trip, like buying her the dress, buying her the ring, you know, getting the hotel, flying around. All these things are adding up. So he's a little bit worried. Now they're off to see some of Matilda's friends, and while they're there, they make fun of Niles for the way that he screamed about the plantains. They start talking about the knocking ceremony. And during this conversation, we hear, you know, the number of 90 people again. Matilda goes over the people that she's inviting.
My sister's friends, you know that maybe you will tell your friends to come, right?
That's right.
And
Me too, I would tell my friends to.
It's a lot of people. You know, the friends are inviting their friends, and the friends are inviting their friends, and it's also a small town.
As it is, I'm gonna have to tell her to reduce her guest list as it is.
Another issue that gets brought up is that Niles was under the impression that because his family was not going to be there, the number of people was going to be less than, you know, 30 or 40 people.
They have to witness the knocking day.
We have to meet your family.
We already know that Niles' family does not like Matilda because they do feel like Matilda might be taking advantage of him. And at face value, yes, it could seem like that. I had that perception of her right at the beginning, but the more that we see her on these episodes, it doesn't seem like she's trying to take advantage of him. At least that's how I see it. Let's say that that is the case, right? That Matilda wants a green card. So what? Are you guys expecting her to marry Niles and stay where she is when she has shown that she lives in extreme poverty? How horrible is it for her to seek a better life for herself and for her family? And it's not like she's deceiving Niles and she's playing with his feelings. It looks like Matilda is genuinely in love with him. So let me know how you guys feel about that. I know that everyone has different opinions on Matilda and Niles, but just keep it respectful down in the comments.
They have to wake up, right? And see everything.
Why don't you just have your parents FaceTime so we can do the knocking ceremony? And Niles is like, if it was that easy, they would be here in Ghana with me.
I think Matilda's been holding on to hope that they change their minds.
And unfortunately, it doesn't look like that is the case at the moment. I don't know if eventually in the future they're going to be okay with this relationship, but as of now, that is not the case. Her siblings are telling them that he needs someone to represent him as his father to ask Matilda's hand in marriage. So they ask him if there's anyone that could possibly represent him.
Mr. Ark is an elder within the community, and he runs a center for disabled people nearby.
And from there, a friendship, has flourished, and Niles is going to ask him. The only problem is that he is extremely traditional and he is a little bit more on the conservative side. So he's not going to be too happy hearing that the traditions are being broken. And that's exactly what we saw in the last episode when we saw the little preview of Niles having a conversation with the elder and him telling Niles that there is no way that he can go ahead and do the knocking because the wedding is not happening right away. And on the next episode, Brian is going to ask Ingrid to be his babysitter and caretaker for the rest of his life. And I don't mean he's gonna propose to her. I mean, he's going to ask her.
He hasn't even kissed me.
We're also going to see Veah get friend-zoned once again in front of all of Bojo's friends. We are also going to see Sunny, Veah, and Rory together.
Once you have a girl, you have to fight for your girl.
That's gonna be an interesting one, and I cannot wait to hear your thoughts in regards to this episode. Of course, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys next time. I'm going to be doing a live stream on Friday where I'm going to be talking about Love is Blind Habibi. So I'm thinking that around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll start. And yeah, if you're free and you want to join the live and chit chat with me and talk about Love is Blind Habibi, make sure you tune in on Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that's gonna be all. Bye-bye.